Welcome back, and we're continuing the news. Firefighters in St. Elizabeth have been kept busy with bushfires in the last couple of weeks. The latest occurred in Ballards Valley near Junction, St. Elizabeth, Thursday morning. Residents say the blaze, which started sometime after 10 a.m., has destroyed crops and threatened homes. At around 3 p.m., firefighters were still conducting cooling down operations. The extent of the damage is not yet known. There were no reported loss of life or injuries.
The United States has announced that Jamaica is part of a new military partnership to tackle narco-terrorists in the Caribbean. Details came from U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth at the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition conference in Panama.
For decades, Jamaica and the United States have a robust partnership on national security with emphasis on intelligence sharing and counter-narcotics operations. Jamaica has joined the new U.S.-led military alliance known as the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition, sometimes called Shield of the Americas. Formed in March 2026, it's described as a U.S.-led multinational security and political alliance formed to combat transnational drug cartels, reduce illegal migration across the Western Hemisphere, and limit foreign geopolitical interference. This was Jamaica's National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang at a recent meeting of the coalition in Panama. TVJ News has not seen any public information from the Jamaican government on the visit. However, the U.S. published photographs on social media and its websites. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth mentioned Jamaica in his remarks.
I want to thank Jamaica for working with the Department of War to create a new military partnership to cripple narco-terrorists that transit through the Caribbean. This partnership will forever change the security environment of the Caribbean.
Jamaicans await details of this partnership. It's important to note, though, that Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Guyana, are part of the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition. The development follows concern about the increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean and Latin America. Operation Southern Spear, aimed at detecting, disrupting, and degrading transnational criminal and illicit maritime networks, was the overarching program which was used to justify the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
The success of Operation Southern Spear will be transferred to the newly established Joint Task Force Western Hemisphere, the action arm of U.S. Southern Command, to continue the targeting and killing of narco-terrorists that threaten our shared backyard. President Trump does not tolerate free riding, and we're not here for games. When we say we will dismantle the cartels, we mean it. And I know the nations of this coalition feel the exact same way on behalf of their citizens, and will take concrete steps, sometimes risky steps, courageous steps, in partnership, such as reaching status of forces agreements or access basing and overflight agreements.
2 men are now in police custody as investigations continue into the viral brawl at the Zimise Beach event. One of the men, 43-year-old Dave Taylor, an American businessman, has been charged with unlawful wounding and assault. He was positively identified during an identification parade yesterday. He was later charged after being questioned in the presence of his attorney, Donovan Collins. Taylor was intercepted at the airport on Monday while attempting to leave the island. A second man turned himself in at the Runaway Bay police station this morning and is expected to be placed on an identification parade. 2 boys aged 15 and 17 were injured in the brawl at the event, which reportedly began after a splashing incident.
Hoteliers in Hanover and Westmoreland say bad roads in Lucea have led to a decline in bookings. Guests leaving the airport to stay at their resort are complaining about traffic congestion. Kimberly Petty has the details.
Vehicles in traffic along the Lucea Main Road in Hanover. A motorist carefully maneuvering the pothole-riddled road filled with water. It's a common scene in the seaside town, but of recent, complaints have been ringing loudly from hoteliers who say it's hurting their businesses. Alexander Pike is a director of operations at Princess Resorts and Hotels.
We here at Princess Resorts have truly struggled with the condition of the road in Lucea. Several guest complaints about the time it has taken for them to get to the resort, mainly because of the traffic that has been caused due to the road condition.
It should take approximately 15 to 20 minutes from Lucea to get to Princess Resorts and Hotels, but he says guests are complaining of being in traffic for hours.
Some guests have decided not to traverse this side because bookings would have fallen from some guests posting online about the time it has taken for them to get to the resort, especially with the family hotel. We have a lot of parents that don't want to be too long on the road with their children.
Hotelier and chairman of the Negril Destination Assurance Council, Richard Wallace, says the road needs urgent attention.
It's a very bad situation. The road is creating a lot of issues for the town of Negril, and not just for the tourism sector, but also for locals and residents. It takes, because of the condition of the road, traffic is backing up for hours in some cases. And what that is doing, it's affecting business in several different ways.
Mr. Wallace explains that tourists who also come into Negril from Montego Bay for different excursions are impacted. He says that there have been talks about a bypass, which he insists would remedy the issue. Councillor for the Lucea division told her news team that he and the Member of Parliament have relayed the issue to relevant authorities, but to no avail.
It seems that Hanover is the forgotten parish, because whenever there is something that needs to be done in Hanover, it takes months and months to be done. Now, I am concerned because I was put in the position to represent the people. Now, the people look to me for assistance in getting things like these fixed. Now, I need to know what is happening for Hanover. Why is it that nothing can be done in the town of Lucea?
Meanwhile, Works Minister Robert Morgan told TVJ News that a $1.5 billion project should have been underway to renovate the seawall. However, there is an issue with the SNG asphalt plant. He added that another $1.5 billion project will start late August and that a Spark Main Road program will be done in the area.
We will be doing Montego Bay, Great River, St. James, the entire section of that corridor. We'll also be doing Great River to Sandy Bay to Lucea, Lucea to Green Island, and Green Island to the parish border, and the parish border of Hanover to Negril. That is over $1.5 billion.
Kimberly Petty, TVJ News.
There is relief this evening for residents and vendors who use Market Street in St. Elizabeth. The roadway, which was damaged during Hurricane Melissa, is now being repaired. Yannick Williams reports.
After being damaged by Hurricane Melissa, Market Street in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth is finally being repaired. On Wednesday morning, work crews contracted by the municipal corporation moved in to repair badly affected sections of the road, including drainage. The repairs are expected to bring much-needed relief for residents, motorists, and people who use the market daily.
I feel more than glad because the market is welcome for the higgler them to sell. And out on the road is pure problem. Among the transport can't pass, they have to war, they have to kill one another. See the market will stay good, and I'm glad to see it now. So I'm glad this is what's going on, and I wish the whole town have been started like this. Years now, years, month after years. Thank the mayor and the CEO and the councillor.
For those doing business at the market, better access could also mean greater convenience for customers. However, vendors say the most important repairs inside the market have still not been completed. They say that needs to be done before they can return to their stalls.
Well, for Section 1, enough repair, because it was, way be already. When we're in there, this order coming up all the while, and we're telling them about it. And we cannot stay in there, we cannot eat in there. In there, one cut out, in there, pay heat. Come like number one cell, or in the hut. So we need it to proper, clean it up proper, and give go. We agree to go in there. We agree to go in the market, and we agree to go in there. But we need it to fix proper for us.
In the meantime, Mayor of Black River Richard Salomon says the repairs are an important part of the recovery effort following Hurricane Melissa.
We would have made representation to the ministry, and Minister Mackenzie would have made the necessary allocation and I am pleased with the sort of work that is being executed here today by the contractor.
Mayor Solomon says the focus is not simply on repairing the damage.
When you look at the approach that we would have taken to get this one done, NWC would have ensured that the main pipes would have been laid before, so we were in dialogue with them, and all the business operators would have received their laterals. So after we are completed here today, there's no need to do any digging up to do anything of that nature.
As the repairs continue, shoppers and vendors say they are hoping the improvements will make access to the market easier and help restore normal activity in the area. Yannick Williams, TVJ News.